It's time for the real top 10, the biggest rivalries ever. Welcome to the show, everybody. Today we're diving headfirst into the most intense, passionate, and downright nasty rivalries the world of sports has ever seen. These ain't your mama's little league matchups, folks. We're talking about the kind of throwdowns that transcend the game itself, the kind of battles that make history, spark debates that rage for decades, and leave fans on the edge of their seats, year after year. We're talking about bad blood, bragging rights, and enough highlight reel moments to fill a whole season. So buckle up, grab your jerseys, and get ready to relive some of the greatest chapters in sports history. We're about to break down the top 10 rivalries of all time. First up, we're heading over to the soccer pitch, and let me tell you something. It doesn't get any bigger than El Clasico. Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Two of the biggest, baddest clubs on the planet going head-to-head with enough firepower to launch a rocket. This ain't just a game, folks, it's a cultural clash, a battle for the soul of Spain. We're talking decades of dominance, legendary players, goals galore. You got Ronaldo and Messi, two of the GOATs, trading blows like prize fighters. The atmosphere is electric, the fans are rabid, and the stakes? They couldn't be higher. El Clasico is more than just a game, it's a spectacle, a global phenomenon, a rivalry for the ages. Next up, we're taking it to the Diamond, to the American League East, where a century-old rivalry still burns hotter than ever. The New York Yankees versus the Boston Red Sox. These two teams absolutely despise each other, and it goes all the way back to the days of Babe Ruth. We're talking about the curse of the Bambino, Bucky Dent's home run, Aaron Boone's walk-off. From Fenway Park to Yankee Stadium, these two teams have been waging war for generations, and the passion from both sides is unmatched. This is baseball at its best, folks. Pure, unadulterated rivalry. Now we're heading to the hardwood, to the biggest stage in basketball, where the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics have been battling for NBA supremacy for decades. This rivalry is the stuff of legends, with more Hall of Famers than you can shake a stick at. Magic and Bird, Kobe and Pierce, the battles between these two franchises have produced some of the most iconic moments in NBA history. The Celtics with their history and tradition, the Lakers with their Showtime flair. Every time these two teams step on the court, you know you're in for a show. Let's talk cricket, folks. And when it comes to cricket, there's no rivalry bigger, more intense, or more politically charged than India versus Pakistan. This ain't just a game in these parts of the world, it's a battle for national pride, a clash of cultures, and the atmosphere is electric every single time. We're talking about packed stadiums, millions glued to their televisions, and a level of passion that's unmatched in any other sport. From Tendulkar to Afridi, these two nations have produced some of the greatest cricketers of all time, and when they face off, the whole world watches. Now we're heading back to the gridiron, to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, where the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears have been beating the snot out of each other for over a century. This is one of the oldest rivalries in all of American sports, and it's as nasty as it gets. From Lombardi to Ditka, Favre to Cutler, these two teams have a long and storied history of hard hits, close games, and trash talk for days. It's a battle for NFC North supremacy, a clash of styles, and a rivalry that never fails to disappoint. Next up, we're heading to the tennis court, to witness the artistry and athleticism of two of the greatest players to ever pick up a racket. Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. These two guys have been battling it out for Grand Slam titles and the #1 ranking for years, and their rivalry is the stuff of legends. Federer, the Swiss maestro with his effortless style and all-court game. Nadal, the Spanish bull, with his relentless intensity and devastating forehand. They're a study in contrast, these two, but their matches are always a thing of beauty. Michigan versus Ohio State, the game. Back to the gridiron we go, this time to the Big Ten, where the Michigan Wolverines and the Ohio State Buckeyes wage war every year in one of the most heated rivalries in all of college football. This ain't just a game, folks, it's a matter of state pride, a battle for bragging rights, and the fans take it very, very seriously. The Big House, the Horseshoe, these two stadiums become cauldrons of noise and passion when these two teams clash. From Woody Hayes to Bo Schembechler, these two programs have a long and storied history of hard-fought games and bitter defeats. Ali versus Frazier, the fight of the century. Let's step into the ring, folks, for a rivalry that transcended sports and became a cultural phenomenon. Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. These two heavyweight titans went toe-to-toe 3 times in the 1970s, and their battles are the stuff of boxing legend. Ali, the charismatic, trash-talking showman, versus Frazier, the relentless, hard-hitting slugger. Their first fight in 1971 was dubbed the Fight of the Century, and it lived up to the hype. It was a brutal back-and-forth affair that went the distance, with Frazier emerging victorious. But their rivalry didn't end there. It continued for years, with each fighter pushing the other to their absolute limits. Duke versus North Carolina Tobacco Road Throwdown. Now we're heading back to the hardwood, to the heart of college basketball country, for a rivalry that's as fierce as it is historic. Duke versus North Carolina. These two schools are separated by just 8 miles on Tobacco Road, but on the court, they're worlds apart. Duke, the perennial powerhouse, with their legendary coach Mike Krzyzewski and their long history of success. North Carolina, the Tar Heels, with their own storied tradition and their passionate fan base. Every year, these two teams meet at least twice, and the games are always must-see TV. Senna versus Prost, Formula One's fiercest rivalry. Finally, we're heading to the racetrack for a rivalry that was as intense as it was tragic. Ayrton Senna versus Alain Prost. These two Formula One legends were teammates at McLaren, but their rivalry soon turned bitter, with both drivers pushing each other to the limit, and sometimes beyond. Senna, the Brazilian, was known for his raw speed and daring overtakes. Prost, the Frenchman, was known for his smooth driving style and tactical brilliance. Their battles on the track were legendary, but their rivalry also had a dark side, culminating in a controversial collision at the 1990 Japanese Grand Prix that decided the championship. The debate rages on, so there you have it, folks, the top 10 sports rivalries of all time. From the soccer pitch to the boxing ring, these matchups have produced some of the most memorable moments in sports history. They've sparked debates, fueled passions, and created legends, but most importantly, they've reminded us why we love sports in the first place. The drama, the intensity, the unpredictability, and the sheer joy of competition. What do you think? Did we get it right? Let us know in the comments which rivalry you think deserves the top spot. And while you're at it, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more epic sports content. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more sports content. Let us know in the comments which rivalry you think is the greatest of all time.